All right, and welcome back for our next video in this series. This one, we're going to be making a social media graphic. The project is to make a social media graphic or poster, but we're going to make a social media graphic. And on this one, we're going to use the premium Adobe Express. Now, some of the things that are in premium, you can use in the free version as well. So you just have to look on the free version and make sure there's no crown on that. But on that note, let's get started. So with social media graphics, everywhere you look, there is social media, like for everything. Social media has really blown up, um, and so one of the main things that attracts you, I'm sure, if you are one who uses social media, are the graphics. The whole goal is to get people to engage with that graphic, to get them to want to click on it, to get them to want to actually view your site, looking at the branding and everything about it. So there are some advantages that the premium version has over the free version. There's some Adobe stock that you can see, that you get to use, and you won't see the crown on. There's some premium templates, some premium assets. Um, there's also some advanced like design features, some advanced effects, um, brand kits for consistent like um, designs and visual images. Um, there's a there's a lot of things that are in the premium kit, of course, that aren't in the free kit, and you'll have to explore to see it. Now, um, I had another point that I wanted to. This is why you got to write stuff down. I did write some stuff, but I didn't write that down. There's more. I said templates, there's just a lot more inside of this version, and we're going to check that out. I can't think of them all right now. I did mention Adobe Stock videos. I know there's more premium videos. There's more fonts, text effects. Oh yeah, the background removal tool. You have in this version always, and then there's some um, animation options, for like Instagram stories and stuff like that. Um, so there are a lot of more premium things, as with any other software that offers a premium and a free version. But there is a lot you can do in the free version, which is so awesome um, as well. And like I said, I go back and forth using both because I teach how to use both versions everywhere. All right, so let's get started in creating our social media graphic. So again, we can start right here on the home screen, where if we want to do something for Instagram, if we want to do something for Instagram story, web page, Twitter, you name it, we got it. What I'm gonna do is click up here where this button says social, because that is the intent, right? So I can click up here, anything in intent, so I'm gonna hit social. And when I do that, you will see that the options for TikTok video, Instagram reel, like the options expand, YouTube thumbnail, um, which there is a video on the YouTube thumbnail that we created earlier. Um, Oops, I accidentally clicked. I did not mean to, but so I meant to click on this little arrow so we can go down, but you can see Facebook ad and things like that. I'm thinking let's do an Instagram, um, let's do an Instagram post. Instagram Reel's gonna come up with the video, and we're gonna go into, and oh, this is fun. So if you want to do a video, definitely click that one. But I'm just gonna make the video this tutorial simple, and I'm gonna say Instagram square post. Instagram story would be good too. It's so hard choosing between the two. This one's gonna give us a square, and the story is gonna give us a lot. we'll do both. Should I do that? Okay. So Instagram story. And the topic I'm going to choose is July 4th, Independent. What else is coming up? Let me see. I'm trying to think of what other holiday is coming up. There's Halloween, there's Labor Day. We just finished 4th of July. I'm just gonna do the 4th of July first. Let's say we're having an event and we want to advertise for that event for the 4th of July. Or I could have gone to that national holidays calendar and picked the day from there. But I love all the sports ones. I watch a lot of sports, so I have a feeling that that's why these, coming up. I watch like a lot of Jordan. He's my favorite player, and so I still watch his videos. But anyway, let's see. All right. But see how, so in the beginning, when you chose what type of things you were interested in, that's how I was curating this. So I like sports, I like art. So these are curated based on the things that I like. All right, so I'm just gonna type in, what did I say we were gonna do? Did I say 4th of July? Let's say, I don't even remember, but I'm gonna say 4th of July. Okay, so I'm just gonna type 4th of July and I'm just gonna wait for it to, so if I see something that I like, I can actually just click it and it's gonna show up. Like, let's say I was interested in this one. And I do also want to show you guys, you can create from scratch as well. I'm just creating from the template because it's showing you how to do, how to quickly get in here and quickly create a design. Now for my students, the remainder of the class, we will be using like Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign after this week. Um, but for starting off to get you guys into it and looking at design, exploring it, we're using Adobe Express. So now we have this 4th of July picture, up here, and I can use whatever I want. I can also delete anything that I don't want to use. So if I click on this star and I wanted to replace it, which I've shown you in other videos, um, I can replace it, or in this case, I can duplicate, I can lock it. I'm just gonna get rid of it because the stars aren't working for me. That's not what I want. Oops. I'm not sure if I want the Statue of Liberty or not. So I couldn't click that star because everywhere I clicked, it was the Statue of Liberty. So I'm just gonna click on the layer, get rid of it. I like this 4th of July treatment, so I might keep that. That might be the only thing I keep. I actually also like Lady Liberty though, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I'm going to say 4th of July. I like this treatment. I'm really into typography and I really like how, um, their text treatment on this. I'm in the land of just today. I like that as well, but I think I might want like a different font. So let's say I'm going with something more, let me click on this. Let's say I wanted to play with the circular font. That's how it works. You just highlight it and you click the circle. If you want to arch it up, you'll arch it down. If you want dynamic, or default. So dynamic is going to make it all capital. Like for instance, I'll show you one that's good to use dynamic on. This one right here, this Orange and Land of Justice Today. If I click dynamic, it's going to make it all even and all caps. And that's kind of cool. If that was the effect that I wanted, I don't, but that is just an option as well. I like the stripe background. Sometimes I will strip out a photo all the way into the background, but I'm gonna click on Lady Liberty and we're gonna hit replace and see if there's another image that we like. In here, I'm gonna hit photos and I'm gonna go for, let me see. Let's see what we like. Let's see what we like. I'm actually gonna change the background to, oh, look at the little pupsters. Oh, then we go more like this. So I got this family. Um, let me, I want to grab that image and move it over. So I'm going to move it over. Let me see. I'm going to capture everybody. So I'm going to capture her arm right there. And then I bring it over to here. Okay. So maybe that's what I want to capture in this photo. I'm going to also try to remove that background. So I'm clicking on the photo. And as soon as I click on it, I'll have this little dog. Anytime you see that dog, that's how you can remove that background. I'm gonna click on that and let it remove the background from the photo. It did a pretty good job. So now I got the stripes coming through. I'm gonna add a different background. So I'm gonna select this background. I'm gonna go up here to replace, and I'm gonna go. I hope you guys are seeing how easy it is to replace these images. I might want the fireworks. I might want, I think I'm gonna go with the fireworks and the, yes, I love images and I will sit here and look through these all day. And then this video will never end. So let's just go ahead. Okay, so I got the fireworks happening right here. For the text, definitely gonna have to change the color. Let's say we make that white. Let's say we make that white. And all I'm doing is clicking. You guys are seeing that all I'm doing, clicking on the text, the options show over here. I can click on the options and I can make changes. That is how easy this program is to work. Anything you see, you can make changes by just a little bit of movement. Okay, so I'm gonna say 4th of July, I want to come like out to here. This but let me go ahead and click it, make it white. That is just how this program works. I'm telling you, it's so easy. I'm gonna definitely want to honor the land of liberty and justice, but I'm gonna move it over here. I think I want to, oops, move it over here. I'm gonna bring this out some to there. And for this, I'm gonna actually do dynamic. There we go. Honoring the land of liberty and justice. Now, if I want liberty and justice to be up some, and I want this gap that's in between. So what I want to do is called leading. In this program, though, it's called line spacing. So I'm gonna bring it up some. Yeah, because I kind of want like that connection between them right there. And then if I wanted to space out the letters, I could. I don't want to, but I'm just showing you. That's how you would space them out. Okay. All right, so honoring the land of liberty and justice. I'm going to bring that up a little bit. And then I'm just going to use my keyboard to nudge it down some. So we got July 4th, honoring the land of liberty and justice. I'm going to actually group these. So really the only thing that I kept of the original one is the text. And that's, like I said, that's what I want you guys to do because I want you to style it and make it your own. But I'm actually going to change this. I'm going to bring this over here since there is a cut off. Oh, I should make that white too, just in case. Okay. And then I'm definitely going to change that text. Well, I'm going to bring, let me see. Maybe I'll bring this text up. And then maybe then probably I'm gonna change the color of the people. I know it's grayscale, and I can tell there's an effect and adjustment because it's blue. So anytime you see blue over here, you can make the changes. So I'm gonna go to effects, and I don't want it grayscale. Maybe I want to colorize it. I don't know. But anytime, see how usually you see the slider, and this is telling us that we can cycle through. So that's what that means, like cycle. So I can cycle through different colors until I find a color that I like. I actually like that yellow. That's not bad. Um, I don't know. If I go with that yellow, then I'm gonna want to change. Um, this text as well. Let's just see, let's look at the different tints. And I can go to different tint and change the color. I can again engage the eyedropper like we did in the other videos. And I can change the color to white to brighten up that tint to be a whiter tint. That's not bad. Um, hmm. Not sure how I feel about that yet. But then again, dual tone I have, which is like my favorite, but I don't want to, it's 4th of July, so I am going to keep their colors that they have. So I'm going to say that that's how I want it. Okay. So now I'm going to bring this small, just a little bit smaller. I really like how they did this, so I'm going to keep that there. And I'm going to say, I'm going to change this to be Happy Teach .com. All right, I'm gonna bring this right up to the edge of here, kind of make all that work together. So now if I want to bring anything else in here, I have this area down here that I could, but I also, I'm gonna group these together because I also love those pretty fireworks. And I almost don't want, let me bring this down. I don't want to cover the fireworks up 100% like they are. Okay. So then I could grab this 4th of July and I could do a few things with it. I could kind of give it a little bit of opacity so we can see through the background because my focal point is right here. My focal point is them. But then I got the fireworks and I feel like the fireworks are, this background is just too bold. So what I might want to do with that is I could change the opacity a little bit to make it, a little bit more transparent, like that. Or I could play with blend modes, but when I play with the blend mode, there's multiply, and I actually like that one. And then let me see if I can go screen. I like that one too, but I think I don't like it as much as I like multiply. So I'm gonna multiply it. And what it's doing is it's multiplying in the background where you might be like, well, there's nothing in the background. True, it looks that way, but it's interacting with this background color right here. So that's how you get this color. So if I were to change this to something drastic like red, you would see that it changes based on that. I'll make it like a little bit of purple. You know, I can I can play, and that's really what I like. I like to play. I could give it like kind of like this little orangish look to kind of go with this color just a bit more. Let's see if I like that. Maybe make it a little bit transparent. Then that means more of that background color is going to come through. But you can get some really, really cool effects playing with this as well. So if I make that blue, um, I like that. I'm going to go ahead and let that stay blue. I might bring this opacity up just a little bit more. I just want like a little sheer of transparency in that. So if I was happy with this, but I could go on. I could add we added elements before, so I feel like you guys should know how to add elements, but we didn't do like design assets, and these are design assets. So I could add something behind the 4th of July if I wanted to, like a splash, or let's say, I wanted to add this behind it. You know, I don't know why. Why y'all asking me questions? Let's just see what happens. All right, so I could click on that, and then I could make that like a little splash behind the 4th of July. And then I can still go in and make adjustments or effects to it. I can colorize it, make it kind of this color to go with that background of there, and then have it kind of sitting there so that the 4th of July kind of pops off that page a little bit. So I could do that. There's a little bit of transparency we're seeing that we created. So I could do that. And you saw that I just moved it down below because before it was above. I didn't want it to go above the family. So I could just bring it below. So if I'm happy with that, then great. I could add a graphic if I wanted to. I could add like these things, petals. Oh, they're flower petals. Okay. I can add these flower petals. I'm going to show you something real quick. So if I wanted to add something to this, and let's say I didn't know exactly what, but I just want to add something to it, I'm going to bring it down below the family, and then I'm going to play with blend mode. So again, I got this multiply blend mode, which because it's so light, it disappeared. And then I got the screen blend mode. Let's see, to be able to really tell the difference, that's normal. And that's green. So it kind of takes out the goodness. It kind of takes out the dark colors. Why that was so hard to say, I don't know. I can also bring down the transparency or opacity and just have it like as a, you know, something that's kind of just adding interest to this. I could bring it over here if I don't want it over the whole thing. I can make it go into a certain area. Options, I like options. So let's just say I want it to be down here only. I have that option to do that right here, just so that it adds a little bit maybe to that bottom. Let's see, so that's design assets. You have backgrounds. If you wanted to add a different background to this, you could. All you do is click it and it would, and the background will show up. I don't want to do that. You have different shapes that you could play with. I did show you the shapes in a past video, but I just want to make sure you got icons, different icons that you can add into this if any of these work for you. So if I were to say 4th of July, I'll probably get something like fireworks or things like that. And there's some fireworks I could add if I want to add like that. And remember, all you do is click, and now I got a little rocket that's sitting here. Maybe I will make that a different color. Again, I don't even know if I'm using that. I'm just putting it there. I'm going to put it behind the 4th of July, not behind the splat, but behind the 4th of July. And it's just sitting there adding a little bit of oomph to the pic, you know. It's it's similar to the color, so it just doesn't add a lot to it. It just adds enough to add interest. So if I wanted to add that, I could. I don't, so I'm gonna delete it, but I did want to show you that all I did was click and we made it happen. I had these little fireworks down here if I wanted to, um, you know, you know, if I wanted to add that to it, I could. I could also play with the blend modes to see how it blends. Um, you know, I just like to play. And then make it small. So I could do that if I wanted to add that to it. I don't, but if I did, I could. One of our icons and make sure I didn't miss anything. Charts. You can add different charts. Of course, there's no 4th of July chart, but you can add different charts to your design. Let's say this was an infographic. I could add a chart to it and say, okay, well, 20% of people celebrate, with fireworks on the 4th of July. So if I needed to add that tidbit of information, I could. I don't, but I do want to show you that that is there. That is one of the newest additions. Okay, so that is elements. Yep, sign assets. Yep. So if I wanted to And then with media, I wanted to tell you that too. So there's audio in here. You can add different songs. You can put 4th of July in here and see what comes up. You can add video to this. You already know you can add photos to this. That's your media area. Grids, you can start off with a grid or add a grid to your project, and then add images and stuff inside of there. You can always get back to templates. Type, we did go over type, but I do want to go over it again just a little bit. You can add like just the different type elements. So if I wanted to add bios or any of these elements I can add. If you don't see what you like, you can click view all. And then when you click view all, it's going to give you more options of type in that area. Let's see, so that was type grid. You can upload, whatever to your project. You can upload audio, video, photo, whatever. You can add brands. Okay, so you can add like your brand to this. So if you have a brand, I have a brand, my HappieTeach has a brand. I have a brand for when I use Adobe Express stuff. I have a brand for Batty Laddie. I have a brand for Billions. So these are the brands that I have in here. I can add it to the document um, and personalize it with my own brand if I want. Add-ons I did go over in another past video, but not in super detail. Let me think. Oh, this margin. No, I did go over margin in a past video. Align. So if I wanted to align a few things, let's say this and this, I have the align panel. Notice how it pops up. I can click on that and I can align these things to the top, left, middle, center, bottom, right. So I have options with the line. You can also distribute if you have more items. So like if I had, let me see, if I had this one and I'm just holding Alt or Option and this one and this one. So if I had these three and I wanted to align these three, I could. I click on a line, align it to the tops, I could align it to the right, So I have options that I can do. But if I wanted to select these three and I wanted to distribute them and have them evenly centered, I can go horizontal and it'll center them out and evenly space it, which is awesome. So that would definitely come in handy. If I want to resize, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of, I just keep it for now. All right, yeah, I'll just keep it for now. If I wanted to resize the document, let's say, remember I said, okay, so we started this one for Instagram. First, I would save this. So I'm going to say social media graphic. Okay. So social media graphics is the name of my file. And then if I wanted this one, I'm going to say Instagram post because it's square, right? This is going to be my Instagram post. I'm going to save this. But if I wanted to resize and create for Instagram post, for Instagram story, for Facebook, for whatever, I can do that. I can click on this resize. And then what's going to happen is a whole lot of options are going to show up. Down here it says social media. So I'm going to say, I already have it as square post. I'm going to say for Instagram story. I'm going to say for TikTok video. No, I just want, let's see, Facebook post, Instagram reel, maybe this. And I can select as many as I want. I don't want to select too many because I don't want it to bog it down. But let's say I go with those three, right? And I want to set it. I want to set it up for those three. I'm gonna even do a YouTube banner. Well, that's too big. Let me do YouTube Shorts. Okay. So if I want to set this up right here, I could say, or Pinterest post. I don't want to do YouTube. All right, a Pinterest post. There we go. All right, so if I want to duplicate and resize, I'm going to click it and it's going to go and it's going to duplicate them, and all of them are the different sizes. The other thing that it does, which is awesome, is it tries its best to fit this image inside of the new sizes, which is awesome. So I'm going to double click to open this one. So there's the Instagram post. And notice I got these arrows so I could cycle through. There's, oh, they all taken my name, but that's okay. So there's my Instagram post. This was, can't even remember, but I think it was a different post. And this is the reel. So I would just change the name from Instagram post, Instagram reel, if that's the case. But either way, it tried to resize and maintain all of the parameters that were asked of it, which I find to be absolutely amazing. Let me see, let me make sure I went over everything. I think I did. Text, background movies, animation. Okay. All right. So the last thing I want to show you, because it's just fun and you might want to do this, is the animation. Now, I did briefly touch on this in a different video, but now we'll go more into detail with that. So I'm going to go to the second image that I have, and I'm going to say, I'm going to change it from post to animation. Okay. So let's say this would be for TikTok. Yeah. TIK, okay. I don't know. But anyway, so this is going to be for TikTok. And what I'm gonna do is I want a whole scene. So I'm gonna go to let me clear, what do I want to go? Close you. Um I want a whole scene. So I'm gonna click on the image of the family. And so I have to decide how I want this animation to play out, right? So I'm gonna click here, click on animation, and I'm gonna say I want the family to kind of drift in. So they're gonna drift in. Notice as soon as I click one, the timeline shows, which is fine. Then I want the 4th of July. I want that to come in last. So I want the family to come in. I want these fireworks. I'm going to say I want the fireworks to be there the entire time. So we'll just keep it like it is. Well, you know what? No, because I want it to fade in. So I'm going to say firework, which is the background. And I'm going to say animation. And I'm going to say fade. That's how I want it to do. See how it comes in? It fades in. Look at that. Yep. And then the family comes in. I like that. Okay. So then I want the splash I want that to drift in. So I'm going to say I want it to drift, but I'm going to say I want it to drift in from a different side. So I'm going to click on the slider. See how I clicked it? And I have the slider. I'll click it. And then I'm going to say I want it to come in from that side. Okay, so far so good. But then I want the 4th of July. Oops. I want the 4th of July to come in, and I want it to, let's see. I want it to just, I want to fade in. We'll make it simple. I'll make it fade in. I think it's fun, you know. I'm gonna do that because why not? And then I want these 3 items right here. I'm gonna group them. So I'm gonna hit on group, and I want them to come in from the bottom. So I'm gonna say, um, I'm gonna say, do I want it to drop? I could have it drift from the bottom, but yeah, I'm gonna have it drift. No, I'm gonna have it rise. Okay, so that's what I want to happen with them. I want them to rise from the bottom. Okay, so I got this nice thing happening, right? We got 4th of July, that coming in, that coming in. But notice when I was talking the entire time, I was saying what I want. Oh, I want that to animate too. But anyway, when I was talking the whole time, I was saying I want this to come in and then that to happen and that to happen. Well, it's not happening how I want it to happen. And I got to make some changes to make that happen. But I do want to say what I want to happen with this. I'm hit animation. You know what I'm talking about in just a second. And I want this to be kind of dramatic. So I'm going to have it bungee and, there we go. All right, so now I got this, this, this. Okay, so see, it's doing everything I asked it to do, but what's happening is it's doing it all together, and that's not how I want this. I want it to be an Instagram reel, but then that's boring. If I play this, that's boring. It's over, That's not how I want this to happen. So I want to do something what's called timeline animation, and that's where I can say, I want this to happen, then I want that to happen, then I want that to happen. Now, this might be a lot because this is animation, and this is usually something I would save for the next video. But let's just see. All right, so all we're going to do, Adobe Express makes this super easy, right? All we got to do is click on this show layer timing. Click that. And now we have a timeline where we can affect individual things. See that? All I did was click that show layer timing. So now what I can do is I can say, wait, I want the family. Family is the first thing. Well, actually, I think I want this. That's the first thing I want to come in is that that the bubbles, right? The little bubbles. So I have selected the bubbles. So now that's why you see this blue line up here. Now I can start keyframing. So I'm going to say, okay, I want the bubbles to come in at this point. So now notice those bubbles aren't there. But when I go here, the bubbles come in. See that? Bubbles come in. Everything else is still coming in too because I haven't affected those individually. Okay, so now it's like, well, what do you want to happen after the bubbles? I want the family to come in. So there's the family, there's the bubbles. I can bring this timeline and bring it in some. So now I got 4th of July, which I'm gonna move. I got the bubbles, I got the family. I think that might be a little bit too much space. Let's see. Bubbles, okay, family. And now I need to see what do I want to happen with this 4th of July. So I want this to come in next because I want that to be in there when 4th of July is coming. So after the family, after the bubbles, So now I want 4th of July. Gotta figure out where I want that to go. Okay, 4th of July, I want to come in here. Now you're gonna see we're starting. We got the bubbles come in, then the family, then 4th of July, then the slash. Now I need to figure out when I want this to come in, which are the candles at the bottom. I think I want this one to come in a little later. So you see how like I can manipulate bubbles, the slash, and then 4th of July. Okay, let's see. See how this is looking. Oops. All right, let's see. Bubbles family. There we go. So I play this. Bubbles, okay. So 4th of July is a bit too fast. I am seeing that. And so is the slash coming in. So I need to bring this out a little bit. Let's see. And I definitely got to move 4th of July out. All right, so how to play this. Oops. Let's play from the beginning. There we go. And this whole video right now is 5 seconds long. So we got the bubbles, the family, the slash, the 4th of July, and the firecrackers. Okay. So that was just a very quick animation to show how fun it is to create that animation. I thought I would sneak that in. Um, and we can also say, okay, how this is gonna fade out. So we could put like a fade on the out of the animation. So when we say out, we'll say fade. Um, this way everything fades out in the end. So I can say animation, out, fade, click on everything, animation, out, fade. Uh, let's let's click that. Let's go animation, out, fade. Like if you were doing like, just imagine if you were doing like a old commercial or something, you could actually play with the flicker because back in the day it was all about that flicker right there, the little flicker. Um, oops. Let's see. Um, out. And let's say fade. And I'm trying to see if I got everything fading out. Let's see. At the end. Yeah. And I can even fade out that background. So if I wanted to click on that and then go to animation, out, fade. So now when I play this, it looks like this. And it could be smoother. It's not as smooth as I like, but I would play with it and make it a really good animation. But that came out really nice. And to export this, because there is a video on this one, I would go up here to download and I would go right here to file format, MP4. So I would select that and then hit download. So MP4 is what you're gonna do. And when you download it, I'm just downloading this particular page, it's gonna download a video file that you can play and see what you created. So if you want to do a poster in this format, you can. That's why I wanted to show you it. But you can also upload a poster that's like this that doesn't have any animation. And just to show you what that animation is going to look like when you download it, let me grab from my downloads folder. And let me bring that over here. Oh, that's right. Whenever I have my thing in full screen, I can't bring it onto the screen. Let's see. Um, let's go to here. Okay, so this is what it would look like. Oops. Definitely not what I meant to do. Okay, play. And there you have it. And you can add animation to this. So you can if you want. So let's say that this is the one that you're doing. You can add animation. You would go over here to media. You would go to audio. You could either find media from here, like click on that and play music. You should be able to hear the music because I did share my audio with you. So there's the music that's playing. Or you could actually just record your audio. So if you don't like that, you could go to audio, record your audio. You will allow the permissions. You would click recording, it would give you a 3-second countdown, and then you would go and you record your audio, and then it could be personalized for you. So that's what I wanted to go with you. Again, you do not have to do the video or audio portions, but I did want to show you that it exists, just in case you want to take it to the next level. But otherwise, that is how you work Express. It is a super easy program. And I am looking forward to seeing what you guys create. Now, if any of you are on YouTube and you want to create stuff, I have a community on YouTube and it's attached to this channel right here. So you can post your videos or whatever you create from what I go over in there, and that would be awesome. All right. So until next video, ta-ta for now. Ta-ta, ta-ta.